rise for the salute to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, and this is just a notice that this meeting is being electronically recorded. Welcome to this special meeting of the Attleboro School Committee Spotlight meeting celebrating our graduating seniors from the class of 2016. This is the third year in a row that we've done this Spotlight meeting, and it's, I know I speak for myself, and I think those of us that were on the committee last term, that it's one of the highlights of the year. It's something that I'm glad we've been able to continue this term as a chance to, one, honor the graduates of the class of 2016 and the specific individuals and students that are before us today to honor them and highlight their accomplishment and also their accomplishments in the diverse areas that the Attleboro Public Schools offers our students. So it's special to both celebrate the graduates and also the schools and what we provide. And it's also special to honor our educators. It's not something we get to do often, and it's really a special night to see the interaction between our students and teachers over the past that they've had over their career in Attleboro. So this is something we look forward to, and we're happy to be able to continue. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to Principal Rooney, and before I do that, I should just thank Principal Rooney and Assistant Principal Hickox for their work in putting this together. They've done it for a few years in a row now. I think they have it down to a science, so it's a great event. But I'll turn it over to you, Principal Rooney, to speak about the class of 2016 in general, and then bring up our first award recipients.
Okay, thank you very much. Just want to extend my appreciation on behalf of Attleboro High School to the committee and to the central office staff for giving us this opportunity to recognize 12 of our finest. Friday night, hopefully outside in the stadium, we will recognize and celebrate all 393 of them. But tonight, the tradition that was started a few years ago is that we try to have students that represent a broad cross section of the wonderful things that Attleboro High School is renowned for. So these are not necessarily the top 12 students in the class based on class rank. You will see students tonight who have demonstrated prowess academically, but also through performing arts, visual arts, athletics, leadership, citizenship. So it really is a celebration and really kind of a microcosm of what Attleboro High School is all about. I would be remiss if I did not thank the fabulous staff that we are blessed with at Attleboro High School. Our teachers, our support staff members, our secretaries, custodians, everybody just really on a day-by-day basis does a fabulous job. And each and every one of them contribute to the success of our entire student body. My administrative team really is a group that they don't punch a clock. They work around the clock. They are very student centered in terms of wanting success for all students, and the district has done a great job through the years of a pre-K through 12 plus mentality. And, between our staff members, our administrative team, and specifically our guidance department, we're very proud of the class of 2016. I would like to start, before we recognize any individual accomplishments, I would just like to share some very impressive statistics about this particular class that will graduate on Friday night. 393 members of the senior class, and they are 325 of them are moving on to college and post-secondary education programs, which is a 83.76% matriculation rate to college, and that's a statistic that's been consistently on the rise the last couple of years. We have 45 students that are going directly into the workforce, 15 students that will be serving our country. And I think it's also important that a week or so ago, we were able to have the Attleboro Scholarship Foundation, through their generosity and the generosity of many donors, award nearly $250,000 in scholarships to our class of 2016. But I think it's also important that I share with you that we survey our seniors and we ask our seniors to share with us what they've been offered in aid from the institutions that they've been accepted to. And so, to be fully transparent, if I've been accepted to 3 colleges on the survey, we ask them to list, all 3 schools and the aid that they've been provided. But I do think that it is worth mentioning that this senior class was offered a total of $6.4 million worth of aid and scholarships from the institutions to which they were accepted. So it certainly is a testament to the fantastic things that go on in our district. And again, we're very proud of them. So without further ado, we would like to call forward our first 2 seniors that will be recognized tonight, and we'll also ask their teachers to come up and just stand behind them. So if Kevin Seichu can join us right here, and he will be represented by Ms. Braza, Ms. Glassman, and Ms. Cordero. And would also like to have Taylor Gallagher join Kevin at the table, and she is also represented by Ms. Braza and Ms. Cordero. So, Kevin, why don't you sit down here? Kevin is the salutatorian of the class of 2016. He is also the National Honor Society president. He was selected by his classmates to be the treasurer of the class council. He also, in his spare time, ran cross country for 4 years. Kevin is going to attend Brown University to study neuroscience. And again, he's represented by Ms. Braza, Ms. Glassman, and Ms. Cordero. So congratulations, Kevin.
Thank you.
Kevin, congratulations. I'm sure it won't be the last time you hear that over the next several days. And, as you grow older, you'll learn to cherish every time you hear that. So accept it, and congratulations on what you've accomplished. If you could just tell us a little bit about what the Attleboro Public Schools have meant to you, and also the educators that you've chosen to be here with you, and why you chose them, and what they've done for you.
Okay, first of all, thank you guys for being here, and thank you for all the faculty, staff, and teachers. My experience at Attleboro High School has been spectacular, also the public schools too. So I nominated Mrs. Braza because she was my 4th grade teacher, and she taught me all general courses, and it was just really fun, and I was happy at that time, and I'm still happy now. So yeah, I'm a first-generation student. One of the first in my family to go to college, so it just goes to show you that people who go through this Attleboro school system can go to great places and accomplish great things. I nominated Mrs. Glassman because she was my 8th grade algebra teacher, and she actually got me into Math Counts, which is a club for mathletes or mathematicians. And we actually went to states, and so that's great. I nominated Mrs. Mrs. Cordero because she was my AP Lang teacher, and that class went beyond the books and studies. It talked about racism and even sociology, stereotypes, sexism, everything about the world. So I'm really interested in all that stuff, and it was fantastic. So thank you.
Great. And if our educators could also say a few words about Kevin and what it means, what you remember about him, and what it means to be here tonight.
Nobody wants to start.
And we're saving Taylor for
Yeah,
after.
Taylor.
Well, like Kevin said, I had him in 4th grade. And back then you could have some fun in school, and it wasn't some standardized testing. And he was a great student. He tried really hard. Never gave me a problem, and I knew he was going places.
Kevin. Yes. No, I had Kevin last year. Wonderful student. From the first day he sat down in class until the day he left, he's smart, articulate, intelligent, hardworking, and really funny. And it's not often you find a combination like that in a student. He was a joy to have in class. I enjoyed reading everything he wrote, interacting with him, having conversations with him. Yeah, he was just wonderful.
Thank you.
Well, Kevin was an outstanding student in 8th grade. Loved having him. And he did a great job at Math Counts. I mean, to go to states is quite an achievement. So I was really proud of him and the fact that we were able to actually get there. And it was because of him that we were able to get to the states. So I'm just so proud of him and everything that he's accomplished. Great work, Kevin.
Thank you.
We also have Taylor Gallagher. Taylor is a member of the National Honor Society as well as the National Technical Honor Society for our career and technical education students. Her specialty in CTE has been carpentry. She also thought so much of her carpentry experience that she served as a carpentry classroom aide for some of the underclassmen. She has been a member of Skills USA for 3 years. Skills USA is the club specifically devoted to career and technical education. She's been on the stage crew for the drama club for the past 4 years. Special Olympics have been a passion for her, not only as a volunteer but also as a polar plunge participant. She has volunteered her time with the yearbook, the Leo Club, and she also has spent 3 years on the class council. She is going to UNH and she is going to study anthropology, and again she is represented by Ms. Breza and by Ms. Cordero.
Thank you, Principal Rooney Taylor. Congratulations, the floor is yours.
Growing up the Attleboro school system has definitely been a blessing for sure. We're such a tight community and you always have someone to lean on. Everybody who's taught me has helped me grow as a student and as a person, and for that I'm extremely grateful. Today brought with me, is Miss Breza. She, like Kevin, was my 4th grade teacher. We were in the same class, so it's pretty cool. Miss Breza taught me how to love learning and love going to school. She really helped me become the student I am today, because she helped me love going to school, which is a big thing for students. Like most people, in such an important time in your life, it's you either love going to school or you dread it. And I'm so happy I learned to love it because of Miss Breza. Thank you. And I brought Miss Cordero, who's one of the most awesome people in the world, most definitely. I was in her AP Lang class, again with Kevin. Kevin and I, we're in a lot of classes together. Miss Cordero allowed me to grow as a person, more as a student, definitely. She let me really be who I truly am, say what I feel, make weird projects, which is always awesome. I don't think in any other class I would have been able to get away with making a wearable uterus project. Yeah, for the record, it was a gender unit and it was gender equality. There was definitely a reason. Okay? Let's make it. I swear. And I wore it down the hall in front of everybody. It was great. I'm pretty sure Attleboro School is the only way, only school to be able to get away with that. It was awesome. But yeah, Miss Cordero definitely didn't make me feel bad for being who I am. She embraced me and just allowed me to be who I am, which is incredible. So thank you, both of you, for making me who I am.
Ms. Breza or Ms. Cordero?
Would you like to start, or do you want me to start on the uterus thing?
It's hard to bring it up.
Do you know she actually leaned over and said, "She's serious"?
Yeah,
I
was serious.
She's serious. Taylor, what a wonderful student. Both wonderful students. What a great class that was last year. You, Taylor, bring joy and spirit and your own specialness to everything that you do. You're just wonderful. Your personality, you sparkle. You are not afraid to say anything that you want to say, and you keep it appropriate most of the time. I really appreciated the uterus that you made. It actually had a legitimate reason.
It did.
It really did. I still hang it up. People still ask about it.
That's great. I'm glad that's my legacy.
She's full of wonderful puns, funny, fruit of the womb, always yours.
Oh,
Yes.
that was the brand.
Yes, that was the brand. I don't know what else to say. Can I say what you're a champion at?
Oh yes.
Champion eye
definitely.
roller.
Thank you.
Fantastic at that.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's good.
Adds to the class. I don't even know what to say. It was marvelous
Thank
having
you.
I think I should have went first. Again, Taylor was in my 4th grade class. She was wonderful. And I have to say, an excellent family that she had. I remember one time there was a little situation with conferencing. Her brother showed up because the mom couldn't be there. I was just amazed. She always worked hard. She got along well with everyone. She was motivated, and she gave me credit for teaching her to love school. But you know what? The class that I had that year with all these kids made me love coming to school every day. It wasn't a job, it was entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna do great things.
Yes, they are.
So thank you all, and congratulations again to both of you, and congratulations also to our educators for the impact that they had on the students' lives. That's not something that should or can be overlooked. So congratulations to all of you. I think I know we have some certificates. So I believe Mr. Larson has the first one for Kevin.
Yes. Kevin, the Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Kevin Sachin to the class of 2016 for representing Attleboro High School's 147th graduating class with great distinction. The governing body of the Attleboro Schools conveys its best wishes for a future defined by happiness and success. Signed this day, Stephen K. Withers, Jr., Chairman, Attleboro School Committee, June 1st, 2016.
Thank you.
Taylor, I have yours, so I'll read it to you. The Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Taylor Gallagher of the class of 2016 for representing Attleboro High School's 147th graduating class with great distinction. The governing body of the Attleboro Schools conveys its best wishes for a future defined by happiness and success.
Thank you.
I have a certificate from Patrice Fraser. The Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Patrice Fraser for contributions to the Attleboro High School's 147th graduating class.
And I have one for Ms. Cordero. The Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Anna Cordero for contributions to Attleboro High School's 147th graduating class. On behalf of the Attleboro community, the governing body of the Attleboro Schools conveys its sincere gratitude to you and your colleagues for engaging, challenging, and inspiring the Attleboro High School class of 2016 throughout their time in the Attleboro Public Schools. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry, I have Miss Glassman. The Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Shirley Glassman for contributions to Attleboro High School's 147th graduating class. On behalf of the Attleboro community, the governing body of the Attleboro Schools conveys its sincere gratitude to you and the colleagues for engaging, challenging, and inspiring the Attleboro High School class of 2016 throughout their time in the Attleboro Public Schools.
Thank you again. Ms. Hickox?
Yes. Next we have Jocelyn Rayom and Samuel O'Donnell. Jocelyn. Jocelyn is represented by Ms. Bitar, Mr. Lamar, and Mr. Hyman. And Sam is represented by Ms. Bitar and Mr. Stiles. And we'll start with Jocelyn. Jocelyn was an electrical tech CTE student in addition to taking many honor courses and mixed chorus. She's participated in select choir and the drama club. She actually won Attleboro Idol when she was a freshman. She will be attending Berklee College of Music for vocal performance.
Jocelyn, congratulations for everything that you've accomplished and what you have ahead of you. The floor is yours to say what you wish, what the Attleboro schools have meant to you, and also to speak about the educators that you invited here on your behalf.
Thank you very much. My time at Attleboro has been nothing short of extraordinary. I moved here when I was 6 years old. I was adopted from Taunton, and starting in the kindergarten, halfway through, I knew that this was a place where I was going to bloom and become the person that I am today. Unfortunately, while Miss Bitar and Mr. Lamar are not here, Miss Bitar was my 4th grade teacher. Sam and I were actually in the same class. She introduced both of us to performing arts. We would sit in class and read books and then act out the scenes. And that's where I truly started understanding that performing arts is a part of the school system. It's not just something that you do after school. And it made me understand that school is somewhere that you don't just learn what's in the textbooks. Mr. Lamar as well, who unfortunately couldn't make it, was my 8th grade teacher. And during somewhat of a rough time during my life, he was a figure in my life that helped me understand that the world doesn't always work in our favor. So I know that the Attleboro school system goes above and beyond to teach the teachers that we are more than just students, that we're people too. And tonight with me I have Mr. Hyman, who has taught me for the last 3 years in various ways of music. I can't say enough about him teaching me and pushing me to become a better musician and a better student and a better person overall. I have no words to express my gratitude and how I feel and how much I love him. So, thank you.
Mr. Hyman?
Very rarely, I think, do the students get a chance to realize how much they've affected their teachers. And so I want to thank you for that opportunity to get back to them. Jocelyn, in fact, her whole class has been an exemplary class. In the performing arts, they've gone above and beyond. They have, wherever the carrot is placed, they go that much higher. They're always expecting the best from themselves, which is wonderful. Jocelyn in particular has taken upon herself, even for graduation at the nth hour, so to speak, offering to either conduct the thing on the June 16th, showcasing. She is actually going to be the conductor for one of the choir pieces there. An amazing musician, an amazing student, an amazing person. So, thank you.
And Sam. Sam is ranked 3rd in the senior class. He too is involved in drama, choir, color guard, and several other activities. He has taken numerous AP courses. He also chose to take dual enrollment in order to be able to keep choir into his class, into his schedule. He is currently serving as a student aide in a Spanish classroom. He will be attending UMass Amherst Honors Program for theater. And yes, he is represented by Ms. Bitar, who's not here, and Mr. Stiles, his guidance counselor.
Congratulations again. Floor is yours.
So, kind of like thinking about my education experience in the Attleboro Public Schools, I would say like the one word that would really describe the experience is very accepting. Because growing up, being a boy who sang and did theater, I was always a little different from everyone else, but I really appreciate how the educators, they really accept whatever the student decides they want to go for. And I think that's really important, is that we, in the Attleboro Public School systems, we try to support every dream that every child has, whether that's in music, in sports, in the sciences, in the mathematics, it doesn't matter. We always accept and try to develop every skill in the school system, which I find really, really awesome. For Miss Batar, which Jocelyn already talked about, we were in the same 4th grade class together, and she also helped me to really appreciate the performing arts in the classroom, and really, she inspired me to try to be more creative with my projects in the future. Whenever we had any sort of school project, I'd always think of, okay, how can I try to do this a little bit differently than everyone else to make it a little bit more interesting for everyone else to see. And I feel like that's kind of a mindset I now have for the rest of my life, so I really do thank her for everything she's done. My middle school teacher, Miss Baracco, who sadly could not make it, she was my 7th grade social studies teacher, and she was like the smartest woman I think I've ever met in my entire life. She was like an archaeologist, and she went to like Egypt and like a bunch of cool places, and the passion she had for her subject really inspired me to learn all different things that I necessarily would not appreciate, like mathematics, because we were talking about the dual enrollment course. I took a calculus class at BCC, and math is not really my thing. It's like it's okay, but it definitely helped me to try to be a more well-rounded person and try to appreciate every aspect of learning, whether it's something I'm particularly like or less like, but either way, it's still nice. And then Mr. Stiles, my guidance counselor, I invited him because just beyond being a guidance counselor, Mr. Stiles has definitely been just a mentor and a good friend. I know whenever I had a bad, stressful day from a busy schedule, a busy rehearsal day, I could always come to Mr. Stiles, and he would always help me kind of calm me down and get me through the rest of my day. And he just taught me a lot of things about acting that I never would have thought of before. I really think of my characters more as actual people rather than just some figurative thing that I'm trying to play. I really try to now become the character, and I think he's really helped me with that, so I really appreciate that.
Well, first, the guidance counselor caveat, I'm very proud of all of my students who are graduating. But Sam, you know, I was that kid when I was in high school who was doing the theater, who was doing chorus. I was in an 8 through 12 high school. I did it for 5 years. So I knew keeping up with that was important for you. So I was really proud of you that you took on that dual enrollment course so that Mr. Hyman could have you for an extra year. And just the enthusiasm you'd come into the classroom with, where you'd come into rehearsals, when you'd come into my office. You might be stressed, but your enthusiasm for wanting to be better every day made me want to be better at what I was doing every day. And I'm trying not to get worked up because I fail at that often. But you are a student that consistently looks at a situation and finds solutions for issues that come up so that you can reach your goals. You've been passionate about theater from day one. It's a hard major to get into.
It's true.
It's hard, but knowing you and knowing how hard you've worked to maintain a balance in your life, you're going to be able to continue doing it and find success in it because you're that type of driven student who's just so focused on one goal, and it's really going to take you places. And you know, I would have, if I could have a 500 caseload of just all Sam O'Donnells, it would be a great caseload. So thank you for making me better at what I do too.
Mr. Geddes?
Jocelyn. The Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Jocelyn Rayome of the class of 2016 for representing Attleboro High School's 147th graduating class with great distinction. The governing body of the Attleboro Schools conveys its best wishes for a future defined by happiness and success. Congratulations. and Samuel. The Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Sam O'Donnell for the class of 2016 for representing Attleboro High School's 147th graduating class with great distinction. The governing body of the Attleboro Schools conveys its best wishes for a future defined by happiness and success. Congratulations.
Mr. Larson?
Hope that's good.
Mr. Hyman, the Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Gary Hyman for contributions to the Attleboro High School's 147th graduating class. On behalf of the Attleboro community and the governing body of the Attleboro Schools, conveys its sincerest gratitude to you and your colleagues for engaging, challenging, and inspiring the Attleboro High School class of 2016 throughout their time at the Attleboro Public Schools. Stephen Withers, Chairman.
And the Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Bill Stiles for contributions to the Attleboro High School's 147th graduating class. On behalf of the Attleboro School Committee, the governing body of the Attleboro Schools conveys its sincere gratitude to you and your colleagues for engaging, challenging, and inspiring the Attleboro High School class of 2016 throughout their time in the Attleboro Public Schools.
So again, congratulations to the two of you and to the educators, and thank you for the impact that you had. Best of luck, and we look forward to seeing all you accomplish going forward. Councilor Rooney?
Okay, I'd like to call forward Jonathan Johnson, who is represented tonight by Ms. Camello, Mr. Nolan, and Ms. Rosa, as well as Patrick Collins, who is also represented by Ms. Rosa. Jonathan is ranked 6th in the class of 2016. He is also a CTE student, which I think we've mentioned in this forum before, how proud we are of the fact that this is not your father's CTE anymore, that we have students who are ranked very high in their class, are going to high-powered institutions, but that are getting a dual degree of sorts in a strong academic program, as well as being able to pick up career and technical education classes. Jonathan's specialty is computer information systems. He was also instrumental in setting up a help desk for computer information systems within the Attleboro Public Schools. He's also played tennis for Attleboro High School from sophomore year through senior year. He's been a member of our student council. He is a leader of his church choir music team. He is the co-founder of a local Bible study group. He is a member of the National Honor Society, the National Technical Honor Society, the National Spanish Honor Society, and he also volunteers at Boston Christian Assembly Youth Missions. He is going to be attending UMass Lowell for biomedical engineering. Jonathan Johnson.
Jonathan, congratulations and welcome. If you could speak about your experience in the Attleboro Public Schools and the educators behind you.
Definitely. My time in Attleboro has been a great time. I remember moving here when I was in the 2nd grade. And all throughout, even till now, to 12th grade, I look back and I realize that Attleboro not only influenced my decisions and my journey in the classroom, but also my teachers and all my the educators taught me that school isn't about just academics. It's also about your lifestyle and your life choices and what you can do outside the classroom that ultimately makes you who you are and what you love to do. I just want to recognize Miss Camello. It's been a long time since I've seen her. She was my 4th grade teacher. She first introduced me. The curriculum we had at that time was called Reading Street, and she taught it with such passion, and she really brought each story to life, and she kind of fostered my ability to start reading and writing at that young age, and I really thank her for that. And Miss Rosa, I don't know what to say about Miss Rosa. She is one of the most awesome teachers I've ever had. most lively, most creative teacher. She made school like unconventional. Like the classroom was just a new journey every day, and it wasn't about like studying or like preparing for tests or anything. It was more of like, let's do this today, and like there was just so many different things we covered in that class. It was amazing. Miss Rose is one of the most amazing people I've ever met, and she showed me that writing isn't about something that's really structured and something really formulaic. It's something that you can take to the next level and something that you can work with. And she really helped all the students in that class, not just myself, help us refine an argument in what we're trying to say to people. And I really thank Ms. Rosa for that. She had a big impact on my life. Thank you.
Johnny?
Mr. Nolan. Mr. Nolan, I'm so sorry. I didn't see you behind me. Mr. Nolan, oh my gosh, okay. Mr. Nolan was my 8th grade algebra teacher, and that was like the best way to end my career at Crowell Middle School. Mr. Nolan was the best algebra teacher. He took algebra to like the next level, and it wasn't just, some people say that algebra is really boring and really like strict and like you have to do this, but Mr. Nolan, every day he'd have a story to tell to us, and like we were so amused the entire time, and he made algebra really fun. And honestly, algebra is one of my most favorite subjects even in high school, and he really had a big impact, and even on my career choice in biomedical engineering. I really want to thank Mr. Nolan. I'm really sorry I didn't see you there. I really want to thank Mr. Nolan for setting me on that path in mathematics and really helping me enjoy that subject. Thank you.
Mr. Nolan, why don't you start?
Jonathan, what a terrific student. Just a pleasure to have in class, and what a nice, great leadership qualities. He really set a good tone in the class. Just a really good hard worker. Not a surprise that he's here right now. Number 6 sounds pretty good. And I can see great things in his future. Just a terrific guy. I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Hi. When I had Jonathan in 4th grade, he was very quiet, but he was a hard worker even in 4th grade. He would do anything you asked him to do, always wanted to do more, always challenged himself. He was a really good student, so it's no surprise that he's here today. Proud of you.
I want to say that even though he's going to be in biomedical engineering, he got 5 on the AP Lang exam. So we did something in my class. Okay. I also found out recently at the yearbook dedication that he thought we were making fun of him when we clapped.
No, we weren't.
I know, Johnny. Where is Sarah? Yeah, Johnny. He doesn't talk a lot, but when he talks, he just says the thing that needs to be said. And it kind of became a thing where Johnny would talk and we would burst into applause. And yes, and at the yearbook dedication, he was telling somebody about this, and he was like, yeah, they were mocking me. No. We were, Johnny, you're a beast. Yes? Yes! Every time he spoke, it was worth clapping about.
We're also joined by Patrick Collins. And what I'll have to say about Patrick, and I'll use a baseball analogy since he's a baseball player, and we're fortunate that tonight was an off night for them because they're playing in the state playoffs starting tomorrow. Patrick was a free agent signing of sorts. He came to us from another high school in the city of Attleboro, and we're glad that he's been wearing blue for the past couple of years. Patrick has played 3 years of baseball. He's been a captain on our indoor track team. Been a part of a highly successful shot put team with two of his other senior classmates. Participated for a year in outdoor track and also played 2 years of football. Patrick's been a member of the student council. He also has athletic trainer certification and works at the YMCA as a personal trainer. I think part of the reason why Patrick has athletic trainer certification is because he's had multiple concussions and has learned a lot about athletic training in that regard. It hasn't slowed him down. He has competed in triathlons. He is very involved in his church. He is currently a confirmation leader. Patrick probably gets as much or more airtime with AACS and the Sun Chronicle in this past year than most of us in this room because he spearheaded an initiative through his global issues class called Blue Pride Goes Green. And he has worked with state legislators to be able to have a bill put in place that will ban plastic bags in the shopping place. And in his spare time, he is working to have a book on Lyme disease published. Patrick is going to be attending UMass Dartmouth, where he will be playing baseball and also will study English and kinesiology. And again, he is represented by Miss Rosa. Patrick Collins.
Patrick, congratulations again. The floor is yours.
Thanks. Yeah, so like I said, Mr. Rooney said, I started my high school career at another high school. But due to the concussions that I suffered from football, accommodations just couldn't be made for me at the other school. And so when I came here, I was just accepted with open arms. And unfortunately, my junior year was really a struggle for me. And I suffered 3 more concussions, but I was in Miss Rosa's class, and she was kind of the one person who always told me to stay positive and always just keep on going, and it's going to get better. And one of the biggest hits that I took last year was not being able to play baseball for my junior year. And I was all upset because I wasn't able to play varsity baseball, and then she was telling me that we can just do varsity English, and then so for the AP Lang exam, we had varsity English jerseys made with our names on the back and numbers, and so that was incredible. And so my senior year was just my year to give back to the school that gave me so much. And back to Miss Rosa, she taught me how, she was the first person who taught me that that plastic bags were bad, and that pretty much. No, and so because it was just an article that she shared with us, and it was just kind of the whole idea of looking beyond the curriculum and kind of figuring out what it is that you're passionate about. And I found what I was passionate about, and that kind of gave me the confidence and the ability to go forth this year and just make the impact that I have been able to in not only Attleboro High School, but also in all of the middle schools by going and giving a presentation about the negative impacts that commercialized plastic has on the environment. And it's just the most incredible feeling of coming into a school my sophomore year and being able to give back so much, and being able to sit here for you guys tonight and never expecting to make this kind of impact. And so I want to thank all of you guys. I want to thank Miss Rosa big time, and just I can't say thank you enough to the Attleboro school system.
I'm going to say the word. For the first 6 months I knew him, referred to him only as the Fian kid. Yes. He's an interesting kid, is what I'm going to say. Nobody knew him. Nobody talked to him. The first 2 months of school in my class, he sat in the corner. And I kept being like, come over here, Fian kid, come over here. And he did. And then, even though he's only been here 2 years, he's somehow taken 3 classes with me. In fact, I sometimes have to apologize. Pat, I'm sorry, we're doing this again. But yeah, and this year, the whole plastic bag thing, first of all, thank God they're going to ban them, because he tried to make everything out of them.
How much was social?
Well, on the very same day, Mrs. Halsey and I both yelled at him because he tried to iron plastic bags and seam them together. And anyone who's ever ironed, that's not a good idea. And then we spent 2 days in linguistics trying to crochet them into plastic bags. Yeah. I'm glad you transferred. That's what I'm going to say. Yeah.
Thanks.
Pat Collins is awesome too.
Patrick, would you just mind commenting on the fact that you did a sizable collection of plastic bags?
Yep.
And they were sent somewhere, and then we received something in return. Would you mind just commenting on that? Because I know it was very special to you as well.
Yep. So this year we we were trying to collect as many plastic bags as we could. My Blue Pride Goes Green team and I to spread awareness about the plastic bag usage. And so we offered to all of the seniors that the senior who brought in the most plastic bags would have their senior dues paid for, the $100 that you need for your cap and gown and so forth. And so I didn't expect much. After the first week, we got maybe 100 of them. And then as the weeks went on, we got upwards of 12,000. And so we found a company in Virginia called Trex, and instead of crocheting them into whatever, we were able to send them down to this company, and they turn it into wood and decking. And because of the huge number of bags that we had, they decided to donate a planter box to us, and so we're donating that planter box in memory of Mr. Doug Matthews, the founder of the Global Issues class, where I was first challenged to find a global issue I was passionate about and then do something in the community to change it. And that's kind of had the whole idea of the legacy of what I want to leave at the school, because I've been kind of feeding off of the legacy of Mr. Matthews. So.
Thank you.
Thank you both, and again, congratulations to both of you and to the educators, and thank you for the impact that you had on these students and other students that have come through your classrooms. I have citations for Jonathan and Patrick, and the citations read: the Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Jonathan Johnson and Patrick Collins of the class of 2016 for representing Attleboro High School's 147th graduating class with great distinction. The governing body of the Attleboro Schools conveys its best wishes for a future defined by happiness and success.
I have a certificate here of gratitude for Mr. Daniel Nolan. The Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Daniel Nolan for contributions to Attleboro High School's 147th graduating class. On behalf of the Attleboro community, the governing body of the Attleboro Schools conveys its sincere gratitude to you and your colleagues for engaging, challenging, and inspiring the Attleboro High School class of 2016 throughout their time in the Attleboro Public Schools. Signed, Stephen Withers, Chairman.
I have one for Jody Camello. The Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Jody Camello for her contributions to Attleboro High School's 147th graduating class.
And I have one for Ms. Rosa. The Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Sheila Rosa for contributions to Attleboro High School's 147th graduating class. On behalf of the Attleboro community, the governing body of the Attleboro Schools conveys its sincere gratitude to you and your colleagues for engaging, challenging, and inspiring the Attleboro High School class of 2016 throughout their time in the Attleboro Public Schools. Thank you.
Thanks again. Ms. Hitchcock? Ms. Hickox?
Next, I'd like to call up Emily Farmer, who will be represented by Ms. Cordero and Mr. Farino, and Ryan Healy, who has brought with him Ms. Jones and Ms. McGinnis. Emily first. Emily is a National Honor Society's member. She actually took the AP Spanish independently as a junior and achieved on her own a score of 4. She is a 4-year class council and tennis team member, co-tennis captain this year. She served on Model UN and attended Harvard and Boston College conferences, respectively, in 2015 and 2016. She volunteers in her congregation and at soup kitchens, and has pursued summer opportunities in Young Writers Workshop and Girls in Engineering. Emily has been accepted at College of Worcester, Connecticut College, Miami University, Ohio, Smith College, UMass Amherst, waitlisted at Carleton College, Kenyon College, and Vassar. She currently plans to enroll at College of Worcester, and she plans on studying international relations. However, she also has interest in archaeology and anthropology.
Emily, welcome and congratulations. The floor is yours. I think you know the drill by now.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you to the administrators also for inviting me here. I did not attend Attleboro Public Schools. I actually went to a charter school in Foxborough. You may have heard of it. But I came here for high school for a change and for something that could help me make a bigger impact on the world and a bigger impact on my community. And I think that at Attleboro High School, when I first came here, I was so scared that I wouldn't have any friends and I wouldn't get to know anyone and I wouldn't like my classes. And on the first day, I'm going to start off with Mr. Farino, he's right there. On the first day, in his freshman pottery class, he welcomed me with open arms, and it was like he knew us for so many years on our first day of class, and it was something that I just really valued. And I was telling my mom that I want to learn to love something with as much passion as Mr. Farino loves teaching and loves pottery. So trying not to cry. Secondly, I had so many options, and immediately Miss Cordero popped into my mind. I had for my sophomore year of English, and then an elective called Dystopian Visions my junior year. And I think the one thing that Miss Cordero taught me, other than the English and the test prep and all those important things, was that I want to make an impact on the world, and so I'm interested in studying what I will be studying in Ohio to change the world, as cheesy as it sounds. And I think that these two teachers really helped me create my impact here, and will help me in the future to remember their lessons that they taught me, and that all the teachers here taught me. So, thank you.
Sure.
Well, it's really an honor to be here and being asked to be here by someone like Emily Farmer. I had the privilege of meeting her mom and dad on Parents' Night, and the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, apparently. Probably to many of us. I had never taught a freshman class before. It was my first time, and I had been discouraged from doing that by lots of people who think freshmen are kind of unruly and kind of hard. So I remember walking into the classroom for the first day, and I look out and I see all these faces, and they're looking at me with all this energy and this quiet. And I walk into the room, and I look at them all, and I go, oh my God, what have I done? But it turned out to be the best experience for me. And to this day, my favorite class to teach are the freshman class. They come in like a bunch of puppies. You just have to have a plan and the energy to direct them, and they do fabulous things. And you're very fortunate to have a class under the circumstances you just described, coming into a place where you need some love and some support. You never saw anything like this class. Sam, were you in that class? I was in that class. Man, did they support each other. Sam got a cupcake award for something. I don't even remember why. He probably had the highest average or something like that. And instead of saying, I wish that was my cupcake, they were all like, all right, Sam. Right? And they all applauded him, and the whole class was like that the whole time. And I took a picture of the whole group of them, and I got to say, it was another reason why I feel so fortunate to be working here. I really do. I always hoped that I would have a job that I love this much. I'm choking up. Sorry. But I really do. And I hope my students find something in the world to do that where they take as much pleasure as I do. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh. Sorry. Emily, wonderful. Sophomore year, she was a bright light. She was a wonderful writer. She wrote all sorts of different things in all different manners. And everything was lovely. And then she, I don't know why, perhaps a glutton for punishment, she showed back up in my class again the next year. And we had a wonderful time. An elective is so much, it's a little bit freer than perhaps the English class, and we get to explore issues in depth. And I was always amazed at Emily's passion for things, to find out, for learning, her drive, her self-awareness, her self-possession. She's just a wonderful young lady all around. And we had some interesting conversations in that class about things that are wrong with the world and how to fix them. And I'm so happy that has taken root, because it is like you had said, it is a pleasure to watch them take over the world. Yes, you will take over the world. Fantastic.
And Ryan, like so many of these kids and members of this whole class, pretty impressive. Studied engineering in our CTE program, has served as a student aide in CTE Tech Exploratory and Engineering 2. He took dual enrollment in the summer and fall semesters. He is a member of both the National Honor Society and the National Technical Honor Society. He's been interning at Stadium Theater in Rhode Island since February 2014, where he works lights and sound, manages the house, works security, and assists with technical direction. He is a Massachusetts and Rhode Island junior Olympic volleyball player, 2-time silver medalist in back-to-back NERVA competitions in 2014, where his team finished second in 2015 New England competition. Ryan plans on studying technical theater design and production at Emerson College. And this apparently has been a long time coming, because he did his exploratory project on theater design and production as a freshman.
Ryan, welcome and congratulations. Please tell us about yourself and your experiences at Attleboro.
I think the best way to describe my experience at Attleboro High School is quite anecdotal in one way. Miss Rosa taught me that word. My story starts off when I was a part of a school system that there was kind of this barrier between teachers and students, that we couldn't really interact with each other, and it was very strict, and I just didn't really like it that much. And I was kind of struggling with finding, ways to love school, because I didn't really love it. So I came to Attleboro High School. Sorry, no, I didn't. I came to Hill Roberts Elementary School in 4th grade, and it was just a whole new experience for me. Like, teachers actually, cared about your learning, which was new to me, and, I was very behind, and, teachers like the ones in this room help you and realize that it's okay to be behind, and we're going to work with you. And now, look at me now. I'm a humble bragger, it's okay. But, I got into a program that has like a 10% acceptance rate, and the things that I've accomplished make me very proud of myself, and that's a really good feeling, because when I was younger, I could never really be proud of myself, and I always thought that I was behind. But, they helped me. So that's one of the greatest things that I can imagine coming out of my life, and, where I'm going now. Without the help of all the people that, took me under their wing and helped me, I wouldn't be anywhere. So here I have Miss Jones, who when I had her was Miss Walker. She was my multimedia teacher in Coelho Middle School, and really just introduced me to technology in a way that I've never really seen it before, and got into a lot of different computer programs and things of that nature, and really helped me love technology. And she remembers so many things about me, which we were talking out in the hallway, and it's crazy that she remembers these things. And I've been interested in the same thing for a very long time, and it's nice to know that teachers recognize that and that they can help you, achieve your goals. So thank you for that. And on my left is Miss McInnes, who I've been with for 3 years. I took the engineering program here at Attleboro High School in the CTE program, and it changed my life, not only in the fact that I learned so much about technology, building off of what Miss Jones already taught me, but I got to have a family for 3 years and got so close to with all these kids that I was with and Miss McInnes and, you know, calling her mom. It slipped out a few times, but it's just, you know, that's nature. And both of them combined just helped me really love technology and know that, like, if I had a passion, which I do for technical theater, that I can go on and, you know, do great things with that. And I'd really like to thank the Attleboro school system for showing me that I can take something that's a passion of mine and I can find, you know, niche groups and really work upon that. So that's what I loved about being here, and I'd like to thank both of them for that.
Postpartum. No, I'm just kidding.
Two good ones
I know.
Yeah. They both just had babies like not even that long ago. Crazy, right?
But no, having Ryan, oh, he was a pleasure to have in class. Talkative, but look.
Yeah.
Gave me a run for my money, but we had so much fun talking about theater and his Cirque du Soleil obsession. And just where he wanted to be and what he wanted to do. I just knew he'd be doing something fantastic, and his love of the arts is, I have a passion as well for the arts. So to get that, to work with him and his projects and he did the senior video for Coelho, and it came out fabulous. He did it all by himself, you know, asked for a little help here and there, but a pleasure to have him as a student. I'm honored to be here.
She kind of said a lot of what I was going to say. But, you know, having met Ryan, I didn't have him in exploratory because of, ironically, I was out on maternity leave when he came through my rotation. But having him come in sophomore year, in his entire class, the 12 of them, really kind of just, they took on the family that was outside of my home family. And he's you know, like a son, and he has a passion for everything that he does, whether he's on the volleyball court or in the classroom, or you know, just seeing him interact with his parents at the various things that I've been to support him. He's been just as much of an influence on my life as I might have been on his, and I can't thank him enough for that. And you know, I'm rambling a little bit, but just thank you. I am honored to be here, and thank you very much. I know he's going to be, like she said, Cirque du Soleil. I hope we get tickets to the first show that you design.
Backstage passes.
Yeah. So thank you, Ryan. Thank you.
I have a certificate for Emily. Emily, the Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Emily Farmer of the class of 2016 for representing Attleboro High School's 147th graduating class with great distinction. The governing body of the Attleboro Schools conveys its best wishes for a future defined by happiness and success.
The Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Ryan Healy of the class of 2016 for representing Attleboro High School's 147th graduating class with great distinction. The governing body of the Attleboro Schools conveys its best wishes for a future defined by happiness and success.
Oh yeah? He's an Emersonian. He's part of the Emerson Mafia, right? That's what they call it. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. Okay.
I have certificates of gratitude for Miss Elena Jones and Mr. John Farino. The Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Elena Jones and John Farino for contributions to Attleboro High School's 147th graduating class. On behalf of the Attleboro community, the governing body of Attleboro Schools conveys its sincere gratitude to you and your colleagues for engaging, challenging, and inspiring the Attleboro High School class of 2016 throughout their time in Attleboro Public Schools. Thank you.
certificate for Ms. McGinnis. Ms. McGinnis, the Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Kerry McGinnis for contribution to Attleboro High School's 147th graduating class. On behalf of the Attleboro community, the governing body of the Attleboro schools conveys its sincere gratitude to you and your colleagues for engaging, challenging, and inspiring the Attleboro High School class of 2016 throughout their time in the Attleboro Public Schools.
So, Ms. Cordero, I believe you already received one. We can read it again if you'd like. Congratulations again to both of you, and thank you to the educators for the impact you've had on our students' lives, and best of luck to all of you going forward. Thank you. Principal Rooney.
At this time, I'd like to call forward Patty Burke, who is represented by Ms. Dorfman, Mr. Dobbins, and Ms. Julian, as well as Brenna Turner, who is represented by Ms. Bedrosian, Mr. Duquette, and couldn't be with us tonight, Mrs. Grube. Mrs. Grube is actually on the other side of the stadium. She's directing at Brennan tonight, so I was hoping that she might be able to sneak here towards the end. But as many of her classmates, Patty Burke is also a highly successful CTE student in our Design and Visual Communications program. She has been inducted to the National Honor Society as well as the National Technical Honor Society. She has had multiple designs in her Design and Visual Communications class chosen for advertisement, a 9450 ball poster, a brochure for the Industrial Museum, as well as a catalog for Martin Guitar. She has given back to Attleboro High School and to our community as a member of both the Art and Leo clubs. And this year, she joined a new club at the high school called A New Mentality. Patty has been working at Market Basket for 20 to 25 hours a week for almost the past 2 years to be able to help put money away for school. And she has been accepted to UMass Boston, which is her dream college, and she is excited to attend there. She has been categorized by her guidance counselor as one of the most humble people and one of the hardest workers. So again, Patty Burke.
Patty, congratulations.
Okay, there's so much I could say about Attleboro Public Schools, but honestly, I owe a lot of it to my teachers. So I'd like to start with Mrs. Dorfman. So this is my kindergarten teacher from back in Hill Roberts, and I know when I was asked to think of the teacher that made the highest impact in Hill Roberts, I automatically thought of you. I know it's hard to think that far back, but so many things I remember vividly, because I didn't go to a preschool like a class setting. I went to a daycare, and Mrs. Dorfman, she helped me find myself. She helped me to discover new friends, because I remember I had one friend, Allison, and we were stuck together like glue. And Mrs. Dorfman, she helped me. She was like, you need to expand your horizons, try new things. So I did, and I think I became very successful in Hill Roberts, and I remember I'd always go back and visit, and it was just that one teacher that I automatically loved and I knew was always there for me. So thank you.
Oh my gosh, you're both.
All right, so I went to Coella Middle School, and for 5th and 6th grade I had Mr. Dobbins. So in 5th grade I had him for math and science, and I loved him so much I requested him again for 6th grade, and I got him as a teacher. One major thing that I loved about Mr. Dobbins was, I know he was primarily a math teacher, but I loved his science class. He taught me just how to become engaged with your work and how to love it. And he taught me environmental science. I know in 6th grade it wasn't the same as I'm majoring in environmental science, but it made me love it. And I would do activities. I joined a club for Roger Williams Zoo in environmental science, and just I owe my curiosity to him and like my excitement to him. And he was just a great teacher overall. And just, I loved having you. Thank you. All right, Mr. Ruiz. Now, Mrs. Julian. So, my graphic design teacher, she was new when I joined graphic design. I joined my sophomore year when she came. And in a way, I feel like I grew with her. Like she is your third year. It was just, she came and she was teaching what she, like the curriculum that she had, like the book work. But then, like, she started evolving as a teacher, and she would focus on, like, creativity and, like, to do everything that, like, would benefit you. So, like, on top of, like, the book work that we had to do, I did a lot of, like, independent personal projects that she motivated me to do myself. So she knows I love environmental science, so she'd let me do a lot of independent work with, like, my environmental science, and I have a lot of posters about the environment. So thank you for showing me how to be more creative, because I know I'm very quiet and I don't talk a lot, but you helped me to express myself, not by talking, but by my art. So thank you.
Well, I have to say, I'm not surprised that Patty is here because she was the kind of student that came into the class, and although she was very quiet, she didn't miss a trick. She absorbed everything like a sponge, and she might have been shy, but she was so kind to any other kid in that class. And if there was something that needed doing, she noticed, and she just did it automatically, you know, kind of in her own way. You know, she'd like wash paintbrushes or put things away. And she was just helpful and kind and observant and bright. And even when it wasn't easy to volunteer and talk, she did. And she always had something important to say, so it was really nice to listen to her. It's not often that kindergarten teachers get remembered sometimes, you know, like a lot of times kids forget, their parents remember. So she had a very supportive family, and I have to say they must have helped her to become such a wonderful person. And I am so proud of you, Patty, and grateful to be here. And I watched you go through Hill Roberts and grow and just become more and more mature and the most awesome big sister. You know, and watching out for, you know, younger kids at Hill Roberts and always being available, you know, to help others just as you walk through the hallways. So, you know, I thank you for that. You probably don't even realize that, you know, people saw you as a role model, but you are, and you are. So I know you will do well, and I'm very proud of you, as I'm sure your parents are. So congratulations.
It is truly an honor to be here today. Thank you, Patty, for this recognition. I ran out of extra resources for her because she was a year ahead of everyone else. She always thought that she was behind in projects. She was an excellent student. She is an excellent student, and I know she will do great things in life, and I wish you the best. And thank you for being the peacemaker in class.
I just want to say it's an honor to be here. I feel like I'm amongst greatness as we listen tonight, and this young lady is nothing but. I want to thank the school committee for having this, and I think more teachers, you know, who get to experience this. This is my second time coming, and I just feel like, wow, every time I come it gets better, and I didn't think it could after the first time. And I did want to say to her parents, who I've gotten to know the family. I know their oldest daughter, Erin, and I had both Patty and Jim in class. And it's just obvious what's going on in this family as far as the quality of individual that they're putting into the Attleboro schools, and we thank you. What else can I say? You walked in, you couldn't wait to help. You touched every kid on our team. This is back at a time when I didn't like teaching the same group for 2 years. Right? I like that turnover and the new faces. But Patty was the first child that I had ever heard that requested me for a second year, because I think I drove so many away. But it got back to me that she had requested me, and we were lucky enough that she was able to come on my team. And every day with Patty was just a smiling face, a new friend, somebody to help, a learning experience. So I just want to say thank you for that.
Thank you.
We're also joined by Brenna Turner. Brenna is ranked 7th in her class. She is obviously an outstanding advanced placement student. She was selected as drum major for the band and is intensely involved in the AHS music program. And I will mention this at graduation, but this was my first class, so I kind of felt like a freshman coming in with them. And to see the transformation that has taken place in our marching band and our music program, to see Brenna come from freshman year to become the drum major is really it's a testament to Mrs. Grube, Mr. Hyman. The Attleboro Music Parents Association is a fabulous support group for that organization, and within the music department, Brenna has also held a variety of offices for concert band. She is also the student representative on the school music committee. She takes time to tutor after school and is also involved with the drama club. And again, Mr. Tarsi will come up later tonight, but to see the collaboration that takes place between our drama program and our music program is very rewarding as well. Brenna intends to study neuroscience at Sacred Heart University, and again, she is represented by Ms. Bedrosian and Mr. Duquette. So, Brenna Turner.
Brenna, congratulations. You were getting started, so go ahead.
When I think of my time in the Attleboro schools, the one thing that comes to mind is that I've always loved challenges, and I love to do new things and to try new things. And the one thing that's always been there is my teachers have always been willing to give me something new. If I finished the material we were working on in class, they always had something more for me to do. And they always had extra projects, and they always took extra time to make sure that I felt encouraged and that I was being pushed to reach as far as I could go. So honestly, we have a really great program here where everyone tries to reach the kids where they are and push them to do better. I'd really just like to take a second to talk about Mrs. Grube, because even though she couldn't be there, it's because she's working after hours to build the music program. She's over at Brennan right now because she takes time out of her day to go and teach the younger kids band, and that way they feel more comfortable joining the high school band when they get here. And at first I was upset when I found out she couldn't be here with me tonight, but since she's the one that taught me what it means to be committed and dedicated to a program, I think it's fitting that she's out there being committed and dedicated to the program. And it's also fitting that these two teachers are here with me tonight because they were the people that really started the two love affairs in my life, academics and music. Back when I knew her, she was Miss Clavin, and she was the music teacher at Hyman Fine, so I had her all 4 years. And she had a huge impact on my life because while Mrs. Grube cultivated me as a musician, she was the one that got me started. We put on little productions where we got to sing and dance around the stage and entertain our parents, I suppose. And in 3rd grade we learned recorder, and I play flute in the band, so the recorder was the first step on the way to doing that. And so I've been playing flute for almost 6 years now, and it's one of the most valuable things in my life, and I have her to thank for it. Because without music, my life would have had one less joy in it. And so, thank you. And then Mr. Duquette, I value him so much as a teacher because he took the time during class to talk to me as if I was a person. He argued the philosophies of Niccolo Machiavelli with me in 8th grade in our social studies class. And he really got me started on academics because I've always loved school and I've always loved learning. But it wasn't until his class that I realized that there was more to it than just getting good grades and finishing your work quickly, that there was more to explore and more to discover. And it's kind of interesting that that is what I remember about his class so much, because that topic was actually discussed again later. I took a philosophy of government class at Stonehill College in my junior year, also as a way to try to keep band in my schedule because of conflicts. And we discussed that again, and it was an interesting experience because he started me on the question, but there was no answers to the questions. Is it better to rule by love or fear? There's no good answer. You have to think about it, and the best questions don't have answers. And I got to discuss it again later in life. And so his impact has really been woven throughout my entire schooling, and I hope that it will be in the future.
Brenna always loved to challenge, and she loved to challenge me. A lot of times she would argue with me. She'd say, "Well, you said last week that X, Y, Z, but now you're saying this. How are they related?" So she always pushed me in my thinking, and her and I, she used to sit towards the back, and we would always go back and forth. She never missed a beat. This is the first time I've had a kid do this for me, so I guess I'll choke up too. The first thing I teach the kids the first day of school in a history class is that what happened in the past shapes who we are now. And the fact that she remembers me 4 years later is a testament to that. So it's nice that they can remember, who they were and who they are now. So I think.
Well, I want to thank Brenna for mentioning the recorder. No one values that. But it does help. It does. It's such a privilege for me to be here. We could say so much about Brenna. Obviously, she's very, very smart. But what really embodies her is that she is a leader. And I'm sure Ms. Grube would say that she is her right hand at all times with all aspects of the band. And she was like that at age 10. She was a leader. I have no doubt that she could be out there at Brennan tonight conducting the band, and you could probably throw the marching band in, and Coelho and Wamsutter, and she could lead them all. Because she's a very, very capable person. And she's also a very kind person. When we took our fourth graders to see the football game earlier this year, they were out in the field, and fourth graders, they were a little intimidated and overwhelmed by the lights and the people. And Brenna walked right up to them and said, "Hi, I'm Brenna. What's your name? Where do you go to school? So glad to have you here." She made them feel like they were a part of things. And for little kids coming up to the big high school, that's a real big deal. So just so proud of you, Brenna, and I have no doubt that even if music isn't your major in school, that it will always be a passion in your life. And to see kids continue in music after there have been so many challenges and different options thrown at them through middle school and high school, for her to continue with the dedication that she has is just nothing short of extremely admirable. So just so proud of you. Thank you for sticking with me.
Patty and Brenna, I have citations for both of you. The Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Patty Burke and Brenna Turner of the class of 2016 for representing Attleboro High School's 147th graduating class with great distinction. The governing body of the Attleboro Schools conveys its best wishes for a future defined by happiness and success. Mrs. Bedrosian, I have one for you as well. The Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Maria Bedrosian for contributions to Attleboro High School's 147th graduating class. On behalf of the Attleboro community, the governing body of the Attleboro Schools conveys its sincere gratitude to you and your colleagues for engaging, challenging, and inspiring the Attleboro High School class of 2016 throughout their time in the Attleboro Public Schools.
And I have a citation for Ms. Dorfman. The Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Jill Dorfman for contributions to Attleboro High School's 147th graduating class. On behalf of the Attleboro community, the governing body of the Attleboro Schools conveys its sincere gratitude to you and your colleagues for engaging, challenging, and inspiring the Attleboro High School class of 2016 throughout their time in the Attleboro Public Schools. Congratulations.
Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Eric Duquette for contributions to Attleboro High School's 147th graduating class. On behalf of the Attleboro community, the governing body of the Attleboro Schools conveys its sincere gratitude to you and your colleagues for engaging, challenging, and inspiring the Attleboro High School class of 2016 throughout their time in the Attleboro Public Schools.
I have a signature for Ms. Drulin. The Attleboro School Committee hereby commends, I'm going to say Ms. Drulin because I don't want to destroy that first name, for contributions to the Attleboro High School 147th graduating class. On behalf of the Attleboro community, the governing body of the Attleboro Schools conveys its sincere gratitude to you and your colleagues for engaging, challenging, and inspiring the Attleboro High School class of 2016 throughout their time in the Attleboro Public Schools.
Certificate of gratitude for Mr. Dobbins and Ms. Grube. The Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Daniel Dobbins and Corlin Grube for contributions to the Attleboro High School's 147th graduating class. On behalf of the Attleboro community, the governing body of the Attleboro Schools conveys its sincere gratitude to you and your colleagues for engaging, challenging, and inspiring the Attleboro High School class of 2016 throughout their time in the Attleboro Public Schools.
Again, thank you both, and congratulations and best of luck. And to our educators, thank you for all you've done for our students that are here tonight and elsewhere throughout the district. Thank you again.
And last but by no means least, we would like to call up Sarah Nassa. And Sarah has chosen Mrs. Dugan, Mrs. Adams, and Mr. Reed to join her. And we would also like to call Sarah Manlove, who has chosen Mr. Tarsi. We'll start with Sarah. Sarah moved to the United States from Georgia. I beg your pardon. It's late. Sarah Nassa, I apologize, was born in the Jordan and has lived in Lebanon. She was vice president of class council and president of Model UN. She was elected lieutenant governor at the 2015 Girls State Program. And she was the Attleboro Daughters of the American Revolution Award recipient as voted on by her peers. She will be attending Clark University in the fall.
Sarah, welcome and congratulations. You've heard what you need to do, so.
So the Attleboro Public School system, they played a big part for me because, as Ms. Sycock said, I did move from the Middle East at a very young age. So I had a language barrier, but also a social barrier. And like my mom, she would take me to the literacy center, and also at Studley and Hill Roberts, I was enrolled in like after school language classes, so to stimulate me into the language, and also because I was very shy when I was here, and I developed separation anxiety because I was in a totally different society, and it was very hard for me as a kid to mingle and to speak out. I refused to speak in a room full of people and would rather stay quiet, except around a few people, which brings me to Mrs. Dugan, my 4th grade teacher at Hill Roberts. As I mentioned before, I had separation anxiety because my mom was the only part of Lebanon that I really had. It was a very tight-knit community there. It was like a village of 300 people. So when I went to school, I always felt anxiety when I was away from my mother. I had to have her around me. And Mrs. Dugan was the first person who allowed me to feel comfortable away from my mother because she was like my mom at school. I was very close with her, and like I remember my last day of school, I actually called you mom a couple times. I call her mom. And my last day of 4th grade, I was just sobbing because I didn't want to leave her because she was my mother. I kind of had her as like that image in my head, and she meant so much to me. She taught me that even though I had all the differences, I embraced them because she wanted to learn about my culture and who I was, which made me feel at home with her. She allowed me to embrace who I was as a different person, which I think really helped me along the way to become who I am. Mrs. Adams, who I don't believe could make it, she was my 7th grade English teacher, and she allowed me to embrace my love of reading. Actually, I was in Mr. Dobbins' class 5th grade, just getting in trouble because I would read under the table. I hated math. And she made me track every book I read. And at the end of the school year, I had read 93 books. I just absolutely devoured every single book because books are what helped me learn English, and they also are what helped me kind of get away from this world, especially in middle school. I mean, I had a lot going on in internally and also externally, so I learned a lot through books through different characters and different situations, and I learned about all these powerful women characters. I kind of embraced my own passion, my own power, which has allowed me to develop into a woman of passion and character, and she really helped me realize that I could become those characters in the books. And my high school teacher, Mr. Reed, I actually had him my last trimester of high school. I had 2 blocks with him, and I knew him in the hallway before that, but never like. Yeah, a long time in the hallway. And I had him for both of his Asian studies classes, Modern Asia and Religion, and he taught me that the Buddha is not fat, and and also to embrace the one truth of life, we're all gonna die, which actually really allowed me to change my way of thought because I used to fear death so much, and now I'm embracing it, and by embracing it, I've allowed myself to be at peace more with myself. And also, I feel like in the school systems, we don't really acknowledge religion a lot, and acknowledging Buddhism, Hinduism, Taoism, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, I got to kind of connect all those things together and also pay a whole other respect to them. I mean, Attleboro is such a diverse community, and I think that's something we're known for and that we should definitely take credit for. Because of that diversity, it allowed me to fit into this community, and also allowed me to open my eyes to so many different aspects of life. I want to major in international development and social change, and he kind of helped me start that off early by looking at, especially in his Modern Asia class, we started a project where we want to change the world, and me and Emily Farmer actually started this website, Passion is Power, and it focuses on gender imbalance in Asia and female infanticide, and also lack of education for girls in 3rd world countries. And we both intend on keeping that bonding. She's going to Ohio, so that's great. And I'm going to be in Worcester, and we are going to keep that bond with us through that website, and that's all thanks to Mr. Reed, because we will change the world. We do plan on that, and that all started here at Attleboro High School.
Don't look at me. It doesn't shock me that you're sitting here, because when you walked into my classroom, you had such wide eyes, and I never would have known you had so many anxieties coming in. I never would have known that. You were very quiet, but in a way that she was just taking in everything you taught her. And I used to love the look on her face when she would get a concept or understand something, because she didn't yell out or anything. There was just this look of, wow. And I can't believe you remember that, because when you were studying Arabic, she used to come in and show us in the classroom what it looked like, because I think it's important that we all learn these things. We're all one world, we're all one society, and this was something new for the children that they normally wouldn't see. So to understand that all these different cultures make up who we are is really important, and I'm glad I made you feel. I'm so proud to be.
For me, it's interesting to hear that you were shy and reserved. I've had her as a student for about 4 months now, and she's kind of a pain in the ass. And I'm sorry for my colloquialism. I learned that word from Miss Rosa. I could barely get through, teaching anything without her yelling at me and challenging me and telling me that I was wrong or questioning my sources or anything else like that. So, you want to talk about challenging and engaging and inspired, because she mentioned the project that she's working on with Emily. Follow the blog, Passion is Power, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
Yep.
I'm sure it will continue to develop, and we'll see, because as a warrior for social justice, I'm pretty sure we're in trouble. I don't know if I'm inspired or fear. But
My kind of girl.
yes. Yeah. It's a thing.
And we thought fitting to conclude the evening with the class of 2016 valedictorian, which is Sarah Manlove. I have here sort of a bullet list, and I think it will make you realize that Sarah is so much more than a phenomenal academic. So I'm just going to read through some very few of her accomplishments. In terms of awards, Girls State Massachusetts Delegate, Wellesley Book Award, Excellence in English 3, Elks Youth Appreciation Award, National Honor Society member, Excellence in AP World History, Excellence in English 2. Work experience, the Sun Chronicle. Extracurricular activities, Attleboro High School Drama Club, current president. Project Unite, coordinated the Special Olympics Marketing Division for 3 years. Best Buddies, Triborough Youth Theater, acted in 15 shows. And her volunteer experience, Providence Performing Arts Center, greeter. Brennan Middle School, library aide. Evangelical Covenant Church of Attleboro, Mission and Outreach Board. And 3rd grade Sunday school assistant teacher. All round great gal, Sarah.
Sarah, congratulations.
Thank you.
This is nothing compared to the speech on Friday, so.
All right. So the Attleboro public school system, I've been going through this system through my whole life. Started in, I believe it was kindergarten, and throughout this whole time, it's just been that idea that there are so many teachers that have instilled that joy of learning. I've always loved going to school. It's just been that one thing that I was always happy doing. We've got the teachers who instilled that joy of reading and all of that. Just nothing but opportunities, I feel like. Even just looking at Attleboro High School, I look at all the different extracurriculars that were offered, and it was just so amazing. And coming in as a freshman, I joined the drama club with Mr. Tarsi, and it immediately became one of my favorite parts of school because I not only got to experience some leadership positions, but I also learned the value of a team, as well as I gained so much confidence both on stage and off. I used to be such a shy kid, and now I feel comfortable in front of a room, so it's crazy, but just thank you, Mr. Tarsi, for everything you've done. There aren't words to describe everything. So.
Sarah, thank you for selecting me to be here. I'm honored to be here on your behalf. I'm humbled to be here in front of many of the drama students of the class of 2016. It was a very special class. We have made it to the semifinals of the Massachusetts High School Drama Festival 3 out of their 4 years here. And to the students that I've had academically and the few that I didn't know, it has been a pleasure hearing about your accomplishments that I did not know. Sarah was a little shy as a freshman, and she was cast as a freshman as the lead in our children's play. And just seeing, unlike in a classroom when you see maybe a growth over a trimester or maybe over a year, got to see growth over 4 years and see her become more confident, see her become, well, she was always dependable. Sarah is dependable. Sarah is responsible. Sarah is a team leader. Sarah is a team player. Sarah is exemplary. And I'm going to embarrass you a little bit. The play, her sophomore year, was Almost Maine. She was playing a character who was emotionally hurt by the relationship she was in. And in that play, did you have to say hell or Jeezum Crow? Which did you have to say?
Both, I believe.
Okay. Sue and Matt, her parents, and I had a conversation after that, and they said, "You got her to swear." And I said, "Just you wait. By senior year, I'm going to get her to say worse." I didn't. We were waiting. They were waiting. But by senior Friday. But by senior year, I saw one of the most layered, emotionally gut-wrenching performances I had ever seen. Sarah stepped out of her comfort zone in 4 years with us. She took risks. And as I listened to what every student had, what we've heard about every student's accomplishments here, that's the one underlying commonality. These students have taken risks. Some of them, ironing plastic bags, may not have paid off, but many of them did. So Sarah and all the other students here, I encourage you, I implore you, please keep taking risks. You have made Attleboro High School, the Attleboro Public School System, a better place because of the risks you have taken. Make your world a better place for the risks you are yet to take. Thank you.
Sarah Nassa. The Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Sarah Nassa of the class of 2016 for representing Attleboro High School's 147th graduating class with great distinction. The governing body of the Attleboro Schools conveys its best wishes for a future defined by happiness and success.
And Sarah Manlove. The Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Sarah Manlove, the class of 2016, for representing Attleboro High School's 147th graduating class with great distinction. The governing body of the Attleboro Schools conveys its best wishes for a future defined by happiness and success.
I have Mr. Reed's certificate. Mr. Reed, the Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Toby Reed to contribution to Attleboro High School's 147 graduating class. On behalf of the Attleboro community, the governing body of the Attleboro Schools conveys sincere gratitude to you and your colleagues for engaging, challenging, and inspiring the Attleboro High School class of 2016 throughout their time in the Attleboro Public Schools.
The Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Mary Dugan and Mr. Pete Tarsi for their contributions to the Attleboro High School class, 147th graduating class. On behalf of the Attleboro community, the governing body of the Attleboro Schools conveys its sincerest gratitude to you and your colleagues for engaging, challenging, and inspiring the Attleboro High School class 2016 throughout their time at the Attleboro Public Schools. Signed this day, Stephen Withers.
So I think, at this time, I think it's appropriate that we once again give one more round of applause to both our students and our educators. I'd just like to say, thank you to everyone for coming, making time to come tonight. I know this is a busy time for the students and for the teachers, but thank you for allowing us to do this again. It's always it's an uplifting and inspiring night for the school committee and the school department, as well as the families. It's important to highlight those things that we do well as a district and as a school community. So I do think it's important to continue to publicize this and to remember what we're doing right. And you guys are all certainly examples of what we are doing right, both the students and the educators. It's a unique experience, able to recognize the teachers and remember what they do and what they mean to our students who are going out and hopefully making the world a better place going forward. So thank you again to the teachers as well. To the students, I'm not going to give any advice. I'm sure you'll be receiving enough of that, and I don't think that I'm qualified to give any also. So I won't do that. All I'll say is that enjoy this time. You know that's something that you might not hear enough, but enjoy this week. Enjoy the next several months before you go off to college or wherever you're going. Continue to do what you've been doing, and I'm sure you'll be a great success. So thank you all again, and best of luck going forward. Thank you. Motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to go photo op with the students on the